The commutative property of multiplication. Now, I have talked about this on this channel so many times, but now we're really going to dive into it. The word commutative, okay? The word commutative comes from the word commute, which means to go there and back again, right? That's what commute means. That's when we say that we commute to work, it means that we are going there and then we are coming back. If you just go to work and stay there, it's not a commute, it's a trip. Yeah? So the thing about multiplication is that it is commutative. It can go in either direction. 3 times 2 and 2 times 3 are the same thing. So that's what we're going to talk about in this unit. And we're going to represent it by saying that 2 times 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, is the same as 8 times 2. And again, this is one of those things that I know is obvious as a grown-up. As an adult, especially as an adult who has been teaching math for 20 years, I know that it's obvious, but it's not obvious when you're first learning it for the first time. And it's really important to sort of focus on these patterns. Focus on the fact that you can do it in either direction, and students will latch onto that and they'll bring that with them forward into algebra and beyond when they have to utilize those patterns again. Jen has 21 toy cars. She could do 7 groups of 3, or she could do 3 groups of 7. Both are correct. 4 times 8, well, that would be... It has to be C or D, right? I mean, A and B are clearly nowhere near 4 times 8. This looks like 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is the same as 6 times 3. The commutative property of multiplication. There are lots of other things later on down the line that are also commutative. So it's important to be able to see the way that addition and multiplication can be done in either direction so that you have familiarity with that later on when other, formulas and other topics have the same sort of pattern. All right, now that we've represented the commutative property of multiplication, we are going to understand the commutative property of multiplication. Music class has 7 rows of desks. There are 6 desks in each row. Amy multiplied 7 times 6 to get the number of desks. Greg multiplied 6 times 7. They are in fact both correct. No problem. 3 times 9 or 3 groups of 9. You could also say 9 times 3. That would also be correct. Lynn multiplies 9 times 9 to find the total number of hamburgers. That's obviously wrong because there aren't 9 rows of 9. That would be a square of hamburgers. Instead, we have 2 times 9, which is Sarah. Zoe has 4 bags of apples. There are 6 apples in each bag. She could do 4 times 6. She could also do 6 times 4. She could also do 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, or she could also do 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. All of those are correct, and that's important to keep in mind. The reason why the commutative property of multiplication works is because 4 groups of 3 is the same number total as 3 groups of 4. All right, one more on the commutative property of multiplication, and then we've got a quiz. 3 times 2 is the same as 2 times 3. Let's zoom in so you can see that easily. I'm just going to jet through these. This is literally just copy-paste, right? It's just, whoa, let's not hit it twice. Back and forth. 3 times 8, 8 times 3. Problem sets like this are really nice because they build confidence. Once a student understands the pattern, they can like whip their way through this really quick, and it really builds confidence. That's why I'm really glad that they have these kind of super easy topics in the middle of all of these not so easy topics. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take quiz 3. Vicky has 12 plates. Oh man, I'm having fairly odd parents flashbacks. Vicky could stack her plates with 2 stacks of 6 plates or 6 stacks of 2 plates. 8 times 2 is the same as 2 times 8. The garden has 8 pots. There are 2 flowers in each pot. Emma is the correct one here. Which 2 number lines could we use to represent 9 times 5? Well, this is jumping by 6s, so that's clearly wrong. This is jumping by 5s, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 times. Okay, so B is correct. C is jumping by 5s, but it's only 7 times. And D is jumping by 9s 5 times, which is the same thing. Both of them are correct. 6 times 2 is 2 times 6. And that's that.